Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. The House Quad Committee's hearing will push through today after it was initially postponed. House Secretary General Reginald Velasco said the hearing will take place later at 10 a.m. at the People's Center. The committee previously announced that the hearing was rescheduled after a week-long consideration. But the camp of former President Rodrigo Duterte believes the Quadcom rescheduled the hearing after learning that he will attend the session. Lawmakers called him out for his supposed tactic of making the committee look like a coward against him.
Sinadya yun. Kasi Sunday pa lang pinag-uusapan na to eh. Kaya nga yun yung ano nila, yung style eh, di ba? And to make it appear na tayo yung umaatras sa ganitong klase ng invitation. Whereas we've been inviting him for so many hearings already. If I'm not mistaken, doon pa lang sa committee ng EJK, ng Human Rights, months ago pa yan, in-invite na po ni Chairman Abante. And they declined.
Former Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Attorney Salvador Panelo previously said that Duterte will go to the Batasang Pambansa at 10 a.m. whether or not the hearing will take place. Panelo added that Duterte's camp will be demanding a 10-day marathon hearing about various issues such as the controversial war on drugs. Congressman Dan Fernandez says former President Rodrigo Duterte has not sent a formal notice regarding his attendance at the drug war hearing. Here's an excerpt from his interview on Storycon.
Bakit po ni-reset yung hearing kung kailan sinabi ni President Duterte na ready na daw siya? In fact, balak daw nga nila ni Sal Panelo na pumunta dyan bukas at tanungin kayo kung bakit na-reset yung hearing.
Baliktad eh. Kami ang unang nagpa-reset. Sunday pa lamang, meron na kaming, we have already talked about this and we have decided. And then yesterday, nag-decide na po kami. Then suddenly, saka sila nag-release na they will be attending. So, the notification to the lawyer of the former president, we notified him, I think, kahapon. And then suddenly naglabasa na yung mga statement nila that they will be attending. I think this is a diversion and at the same time, well, alam naman natin yung mga taktika na ginagawa po nila. And basically, hindi naman po kami magbiblink dyan. Sa katotohanan, marami pa pong hearing to kaya wag po tayong mag-alala dahil sa November 21, nakaset na po to, let's make it formal. And at the same time, alam mo, mahirap naman na maniwala din tayo sa sinasabi ng mga people around him unless that they have written us a official ninonotify po tayo na attend sa atin. Doon lang po tayo maniniwala.
Kung so tuloy na hindi tuloy bukas, tama ba? Tuloy na hindi tuloy ang hearing.
Hindi po. Kasi matatandaan nyo, di ba, sinabi naman nila na sumulat sila sa amin, sa first letter nila, na-attend sila after on that. Pero hindi naman po sila umattend. At nagkaroon po ng second letter, na excuse letter on the reason why he's not attending anymore.
Pero kung may...
Suddenly, nung nag-release kami ng memo na cancel yung hearing tomorrow, bigla naman silang naglabas sa social media na attend sila.
Pero anong gagawin nyo?
Nakita natin yung intention.
Anong gagawin nyo kung paano announcement ngayon ni Panelo? Pupunta pa rin sila bukas. At magdadala sila ng mga tao nila.
Babasahin ko yung statement ni Panelo, sir. Kong, basahin ko statement ni Panelo.
Wala namang makakapigil sa kanila sapagkat ito po ay kongreso ng ating pong bansang Pilipinas at ito ay kongreso ng ating mga kababayan. So they are free to go here anytime. Meron po kaming session. They can even watch the plenary. Whatever they wanted, they can do.
Now, in other news, retired police officer Reyna Garma and her daughter were detained in the U.S. Reports surfaced that the former Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office general manager flew out of the country. However, the U.S.-controlled border flagged her for carrying a canceled U.S. visa. The Justice Department and the Interior Department said Garma can freely fly to another country since there is no hold departure order against her.
I think that it's a human rights issue that was considered by the U.S. government in canceling her visa.
We asked for it.
I don't know. I don't know who asked for it, but certainly when she was on the way to Japan, she was in Japan going to the U.S., she was informed that her visa was canceled already.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other headlines. In the Philippine Star, typhoon fatigue is starting to take a toll on disaster response and rescue personnel and victims who have been in and out of evacuation centers. The Office of Civil Defense says repeated search, rescue, and relief operations may spark feelings of hopelessness among residents. And in business world, the Philippines is seen having the most optimistic outlook for credit growth among Southeast Asian countries. The Bank of America Global Research says the country is showing an improving trend and has seen a faster recovery in credit growth to 9 to 10%. President Bongbong Marcos wants to intensify his administration's drug war. Marcos seeks to strengthen the collaboration among the law enforcement agencies. These include the DILG, DOJ, PIDEA, and the PNP. Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla says they will go heavy on the supply side, chasing after the big guns. The De La Salle Green Archers aim to end their elimination round campaign on a high note today. They will face the NU Bulldogs at the USC QPAV later at 2 p.m. The defending champions are currently leading the league with 12 wins and 1 loss. But it won't be an easy challenge for La Salle, as NU has been pulling some upsets lately after lagging in the first round. Then at 6:30 p.m., the UE Red Warriors will attempt to snatch another win against the Ateneo Blue Eagles. UE will target to end their 15-year Final Four drought later without their star player Precious Momoe. Now, he was suspended due to his unsportsmanlike behavior in their game against the USC Growling Tigers over the weekend. And now heading over to the PVL, fans witness the thrilling matches and victories of the PLDT high-speed hitters and Cherry Tigo yesterday. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho has that report.
The volleyball fans are in it for a treat for the 2024-25 PVL All-Filipino Conference.
As Bicar will find Aragalang, and she...
The PLDT high-speed hitters opened their season with a bang after finishing their match with the next-led Chameleons in a gritty 4-setter victory. Despite the setback in the third, the high-speed hitters mounted a comeback, closing the deal in the fourth. The final score, 25-15, 25-17, 22-25, 25-22. Young gun Angelica Alcantara led the team after recording 13 excellent sets.
In-embrace ko lang din po yung role ko and yun, focus lang talaga.
Head coach Raul Ricafort described the match as a good start, considering Sabi Davidson's return after knee surgery and ang guest debut performance.
So happy naman sa performance. Yun lang, sayang na hindi namin na-diretso, pero yun pa yung kailangan namin i-work on siguro.
Davidson returned to the Tataflex and engineered 19 points, alongside 9 excellent receptions.
I'm just excited to contribute the way that I'm used to. I'm super grateful with how this whole process kind of turned out and me being able to play so early.
The conference saw its first 5-set thriller as the Cherry Tigo crossovers squared off against the Capital One Solar Spikers, 20-25, 25-23, 22-25, 25-18, 15-11. For his debut match, head coach Norman Miguel emphasized the importance of character.
Pag sa training naman, usually after ng mga technical skills, ang lagi namin nire-remind sa kanila, pinaka-importante dito yung nade-develop yung character saka yung maturity. So nung umabot na kami ng 5th set, so that's it. Sabi namin, hindi na to about skills, lalaban tayo dito, character na ilalabas dito.
Despite key losses with the likes of Laures sisters EJ and Ea and Boding Doremdes, the remaining players rose to the occasion. Aragalang, who delivered 23 points, 18 attacks, 4 blocks and an ace, praised the team's collective effort.
Yung lagi rin kasi kami nare-remind na i-enjoy lang namin eh. And maganda kasi yung
tulong-tulong lang talaga kami. Hindi kami umaasa sa isang tao lang or what. Maganda.
Cherry Tigo is aiming to secure their second win with a focus on staying in top form as they face off against Signal in their next match.
Kailangan mabigyan muna namin pansin muna yung health and yung fitness ng mga players namin. Yung muna ang kailangan namin muna i-prioritize.
Mobile journalist Denise Baldesancho. We are One News.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.